It started on a Tuesday morning with a smell so bad it snapped me awake. My toilet wouldn't flush. The floor started bubbling. When I checked my sewer line, I realized someone had cemented it shut. Across the street, the HOA president smiled at me. She thought she'd trapped me. She had no idea what she'd just unleashed. Tuesday mornings are supposed to be boring. Alarm. Coffee. Shower. Instead, I walked into my bathroom half asleep and froze. The toilet bowl wasn't draining, it was breathing. Bubbles pushed up through murky water like the floor itself was alive. I tried the sink. Nothing. The shower drain gurgled and spat back brown water. I ran downstairs and checked the laundry room, same thing. Every drain in my house was backing up at once. At first, I assumed it was a clog. Tree roots. Old pipes. Something normal. I maintain my plumbing obsessively, but even good systems fail sometimes. Still, this felt wrong. There was pressure in the air, a deep rumble under the floor that didn't belong in a single-family home. Then the smell hit harder. Not just sewage, stagnant. Like something had been sealed shut. That's when I grabbed my shoes and went outside. In the front yard, near the sidewalk, sits the main sewer cleanout. A heavy iron lid that's supposed to stay sealed unless a licensed professional opens it. The lid was gone. My stomach dropped. I knelt down and looked inside. The pipe was filled, flush to the top, with fresh concrete. Not cracked. Not old. Smooth, gray, and still curing. Someone hadn't clogged my line by accident. They had intentionally sealed it. This wasn't negligence. This was sabotage. My hands shook as anger rushed in. Blocking a private sewer line isn't just illegal, it's dangerous. One wrong move and waste has nowhere to go. Pressure builds. Pipes burst. Homes flood. And suddenly, I knew exactly who had done it. I stood up slowly and looked across the street. There she was. Linda, the HOA president, standing on her porch in a fluffy bathrobe, coffee mug in hand, smiling at me like a cat that just knocked a glass off the table. 2 days earlier, we'd had a blowout argument. She demanded I pay a $5,000 special assessment fee to renovate the HOA's private office. New furniture. New floors. New coffee machine. I asked for receipts. She refused. I told her it was a misuse of funds. That's when she leaned in and said, "If you don't pay, things are going to get very messy for you." I thought it was a threat. I didn't think she'd commit a felony. She yelled across the street, loud enough for neighbors to hear. "Having plumbing issues, Alex? Maybe if you paid your fees, the HOA could help you fix that." She laughed. She thought she'd won. I didn't yell back. I didn't call the police. I didn't panic. I smiled. Because Linda forgot one crucial detail about me. I'm a hydraulic engineer. I don't just understand pipes. I understand pressure, flow rates, backflow dynamics, and closed systems. I design industrial infrastructure for a living. I solve problems exactly like this, just usually with fewer bathrobes involved. And as I stood there, staring at that concrete plug, I realized something Linda clearly didn't. She hadn't just blocked my sewer line. She had created a weapon. I went back inside and pulled out the original blueprints of the neighborhood utilities. The homes were built in the late 90s, at the end of a cul-de-sac. That detail mattered. Our sewer lines didn't run independently to the city main. Mine and Linda's joined at a Y junction about 12 feet underground before exiting to the street. By capping my line, she had turned the entire system into a closed loop. In a closed loop, pressure doesn't disappear. It moves. And thanks to gravity, the lowest fixture always loses. Linda's downstairs guest bathroom sat 6 inches lower than my cleanout valve. The path of least resistance wasn't my house. It was hers. I could have called a lawyer. I could have called the city. But Linda wanted messy. And I wanted her to understand consequences. I waited. Because timing matters. That evening, Linda was hosting the monthly HOA board dinner. I knew this because she'd sent out a smug email reminding everyone about dress code expectations and respectful behavior. I wanted witnesses. I wanted accountability. And I wanted pressure. I drove to an industrial equipment rental store and asked for a Hydro Blaster 5000. The clerk raised an eyebrow. Tree roots? Something like that, I said. The machine is designed to push water through pipes at extreme pressure, up to 1,500 psi. On the way home, I stopped at a farm supply store and picked up compost and dark garden soil. Mixed with water, it makes a thick slurry that looks exactly like sewage. I wasn't sending air. I was sending a message. At 7 p.m., Linda's driveway filled with luxury cars. Caterers walked in carrying trays of shrimp cocktail and expensive wine. Through the window, I saw her in a white dress, laughing under bright lights. I set the pump up in my garage, out of sight. I connected the hose directly to my cleanout, bypassing her concrete cap. I put on noise-canceling headphones, placed my hand on the red lever, and whispered, "Bon appetit, Linda." The machine roared to life. The pressure gauge climbed too fast. For 10 seconds, nothing happened. Then the ground vibrated. Neighbors later told me it started in her downstairs bathroom. The toilet didn't overflow, it erupted. A geyser of brown sludge shot 5 feet into the air, hit the ceiling fan, and sprayed every wall. In the kitchen, the sink drain blew out mid-dinner. Sludge covered the buffet. Wine glasses shattered. Guests screamed. Linda ran outside gagging, covered head to toe. My house. It's everywhere. I shut off the pump. Silence. Fire trucks. Police cars. Emergency plumbers. The fire chief traced the pressure back to the junction and found the concrete cap. He asked Linda if she authorized the work. She lied. The handyman didn't. Insurance denied her claim the next morning. Total cost, $40,000. Criminal charges followed. She resigned as HOA president the next day. I unclogged my line properly. No issues since. Linda moved into a motel for 3 months. Neighbors say her house still smells on hot days. She wanted things messy. I simply obliged. If you think she got exactly what she deserved, smash like and subscribe, because next time, I'll tell you what happened when Linda tried to tow my boat from my own driveway.